a little bit chillier than I thought it was going to be starting out this. It's kind of a wet 58 degrees, but it's supposed to warm up. Expecting a good day today. But so this hike today is, as I said, taking along the Confederate breastworks, and this was the defensive position of the Confederates defending Fort Blakeley in one of the last battles that took place during the Civil War. I don't remember the exact year and date that this battle took place, but the Fort Blakeley was a very important installment for the Confederates because it abuts to the Tensile Delta, and the South was using the Delta as a reprovisioning and resupply route for the Confederates. So obviously this became a very important strategic hold for the Union forces. So at the onset of this battle, the Union besieged a fort with a combined company strength of about 16,000 men, where the Confederates were defending it with about 3,500. So as you can see behind me is the actual breastwork that was built up by the Confederates as a kind of a first line of defense for the Fort Blakeley. The breastwork basically goes from this end all the way from Squirrel's Nest Trail, and it goes this way almost to, I think, Mills Road. I'll have to double check on that. So it's about maybe 2 miles long, and what I plan on doing it is I've decided to start the trail here to break it in half. I'm going to do this half first, and you know, we'll keep our fingers crossed to see what we can see on that, but it should be at least a good walk, if that. And then when I come back on that side, we'll see how the day progressed, and then I'll see about doing the other half. So anyways, that's the plan of attack for today. I'm expecting a beautiful day. It is clouded up some, but it's supposed to basically uncloud, and we should have a beautiful day. I see a lot of blue sky coming through. So as they say, onward and upward. So this is one of the gun emplacements. I believe that at one time you can see where they used railroad ties, they used earthen mounds, and this basically formed the backbone of the breastworks for the Confederate line. If you're looking at a map of Blakeley Field, you'll see that all along here they have it on the map as the Confederate line. The further out this way would have been the what they consider the Union line. And there are several breastworks that are out that way that I might be able to visit and showcase in another video. But the concentration on today will be doing this breastwork trail. But anyways, this I don't think they consider this actually a redoubt, which is one place where they would put heavy guns. I believe this is more just an area where they may had you know, heavier guns in place, but I believe it was more of a rifle position. But we should come across several of these along the path. The path is a little bit, it's actually about 7 feet over this way. It's out of camera that we'll get on, but The reason why they don't have the path actually on the breastwork itself is because they want to be able to keep these breastworks in the original condition as much as possible, even though, as you can see, Mother Nature has taken hold of several of them. I don't believe a lot of these large trees were here at the time of the battle. Some of these bigger ones, especially the oaks, probably have. I mean, they're probably well over 150 years old. But a couple of these pines, since pines grow a lot faster, I doubt that they were actually here at the time of the battle. So anyways, this is just one of the areas that, as you can see, is still pretty much preserved, and we'll continue on the hike. There are a lot of kids here today, so I think this is probably one of the more popular trails. See a beautiful cardinal there. Maybe we'll stop and see about shooting this cardinal. He's really bred. Anyway, so yeah, there's going to be a lot more people on this trail than I've seen on some of the other trails. So it should be a very interesting day today, and why not? Because it is just a beautiful day to be out on the trail. So, as they say, onward and upward. We crossed the main road, and we're on going south on the trail now, and I've come across kind of an interesting picture. I think we've got basically it looks like one of the cabins that is used by, I'm sure, the people that work here, and they've got a pile of probably some firewood, and I'm just going to maybe do this in black and white. It looks like it could be a good photo. I like the way that it is the cabin is in the back there, and it's actually being framed by some of these young oaks and this older pine tree here. I think it'll make a very interesting shot. I just gotta take a look at it and see what would be the best vantage point of this. So we'll see how that comes out. I like this vantage point here. I'm going to use this pine tree here, or this oak tree actually, as the left-hand border, and it's going to get the cabin in the background and sweep over to this pile of firewood, and then it'll go on back into the woods there. I was thinking about doing just maybe having the wood as the center point, but I think with this composure I'm going to use a focus stack, and really going to try to bring out a lot of the grain from the grain that's in the siding of the cabin, and then the grain of the stacked wood. So I've got this set up right now where I'm using, consider that basically the sweet spot of this lens is f8, which puts me at a shutter speed of 1/100th of a second at ISO 200. I'm going to do several shots of this. Like I said, I'm going to be focusing on the grain of the wood as being the main point of this photo. The way I do my focus stacking is I'll start from the foreground and progressively work the focus into the background, and then I'll combine them in Photoshop, and then bring them into Lightroom, where I'll do the final editing. John talking, take two. Okay. Just going to take a look at my histogram. So what I look at the histogram for is, especially on the first exposure, is to take a look at my flashes. You know, those are areas that could possibly be blown out in the picture. I've got no clipping in the histogram, and it's actually a little bit over, farther over to the left, but because we're still got some heavy clouds over, the scene itself is kind of dark, and I'm going to actually use that to my advantage, because this again is going to be a black and white, so actually kind of a darker image helps bring out a lot of mood into the photo. This should be a very popular hike today. I've run across several families that are out for this hike. One thing I think, which is probably reason why this trail just happens to be a popular trail, is in the fact that, one, as you can see right over there, there's one of the main parking areas that people can come to start these hikes. Then another thing is this trail is right here, and like I said, it's one of the predominant trails that are on the map to Blakeley. And probably third would be, as you can see, this is a really good walking trail. This is a very popular biking trail also. And I have seen some horses, but I haven't seen any evidence of horses, at least in the near past here, that have been on the trail. But so yeah, that's one reason why, hey, I don't have a walking stick today, or one of my trekking poles. This is pretty much a flat hike, so it's very easy. But I want to do it because I want to be able to cross it on the list of all the trails that we've completed here at Blakeley. So, just a beautiful day. I wish the sun would come out a little bit more, but I'm probably expecting that to happen a little bit later today. You'll find that the way that they had the lines set up, you would have infantry divisions from various states, and they would be all along the breastwork here. And The park has done really well with the signage as far as letting you know where each position was, and even the map is pretty well done. But doing this Breastworks Trail and thinking about the situation the world is in right now, this is March 17th, and I would just like to dedicate this video trail to all the men and women that are defending their country in Ukraine. This is not political, but our country has seen something like this when we went through our Revolutionary War, and I would say my hearts and prayers go to every individual that is defending their freedom in the Ukraine, and Godspeed to them, and hopefully that in one way or the other that this war comes to an end quickly, so we don't have any more loss of life or injury than what has already transpired. And I just feel really sorry for the situation that they're in, and wish that we could do everything in our power to help them. And I know that I trust the powers that be that that is happening. And again, a shout out to the Ukraine, and God bless them. Well, I just stopped here, and I've spent about 10 minutes just at the ready with the 200 and listening, because it was a symphony going off on here between the Cardinals. I don't know if you can, I don't know if this mic is actually picking up, but there are so many different birds right now. I think I got a couple of shots of a nuthatch, and I did see one that was definitely in the bright yellow of a goldfinch, but it had a lot of black on the head. I'm going to have to look that one up, but very skittish, and before I could even get in range, I mean, he was deep into the woods. I started actually following a very bright male cardinal. Was going to see about get some shots of him, but again, he went in deep. Even though the trees haven't filled out, there's still a good bit of foliage, and of course the focus just bounces all over the place if I try to follow these birds too far into the brush. Just sometimes you've got to stand still and listen. Over in the trees over here, I was hearing a steady tap, 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 tap. So they've got some beautiful different varieties of woodpeckers here, and I could hear them steadily tapping on the tree. They'll do that because they will be looking for any hollow spots in the tree, and that's where they know to dig it out for beetles and grubs. But I couldn't find them. I gave it some time, and you just never know. It's harder to actually follow the birds and hunt them that way than it is to, just sit back, relax, enjoy Mother Nature, and just kind of wait for the birds to come to you. I've in the past have been rewarded quite well, and a lot of times you just walk away with nothing, but still ain't nothing better than relaxing in the woods, listening to the birds, and all the sounds that Mother Nature provides us. Still good. Oh well, onward and upward. That stop back there wasn't fruitful for photographs, but definitely was serenaded by quite a few. So I did spot some. So we wound up with some cardinals. There was a brown thrush. And like I said, that yellow bird with the black head, I'm going to have to look up. I got a good look at him, but I just wasn't fast enough to get him on film. Digital. So, you never know. Way back, I was not on this trail, but actually going by it on the car. And I did come across a doe. Not a yearling or anything like that. She was about full grown. But you know, I was hoping that maybe this trail would have possibly some sighting of deer. But I think with the number of hikers that are on it today, and I hear a lot of background. I think I've got quite a few campers here, so I'm sure, and especially in the middle of the day, I don't expect many chances to see that. So we've come across here to looks like an access road, and I think back this way is where the campgrounds are, because I hear a lot of people talk back that way. So it looks like we're going this way, and that continues on with the Breastworks Trial. I don't know if you've been following my channel, and a earlier hike I did, not sure even if it was at Blakeley here, or it might have been at another site that I have done the hikes on, but I made a comment about you're walking through the woods and all of a sudden you come to a patch like this. Now these are obviously been here since the start of winter, and I've wondered what tree these leaves come from, because I look up and I see oaks, I see pines. I just are unfamiliar with the type of tree that these come by. And I mean, in this area that I'm in right now, there is probably a good 30-foot area that's just covered in these leaves, and I look up because obviously leaves fall down. I don't know what tree these come from. So if anyone out there is a tree expert and knows, I'd be very interested to find out. So I put on a polarizing filter, and the sky is just an incredible blue. So I really want to bring out that deep blue in the sky. And I'm not even worried about any other graduated filters because it's just too dark in the woods here. So I'm gonna basically be able to process a lot of the color once I get this into Lightroom. But my panel shot is basically going to consist of all this breastwork here, that you have some that are coming down like this and then some that are coming down like this, and it almost looks like it's a zigzag, and we are forward of the breastwork. So I'm going to start the panel and have this basically outlined by this oak tree here, and it's going to pan all the way over to where I'm not going to put this, I don't know if you can see this oak tree here, it's a young oak, but I'm going to basically bring the panel over to where the breastwork in the background starts that zigzag in the back. So let's see, I'm going to look now and see what we're doing as far as metering. So I'm going to use, again, an f-stop of f8, and it looks like our shutter speed is at 40th of a second, and I'm going at ISO 200. So, oh good. So like I said, sometimes you just got to wait a little bit, and I see that the sun is starting to come out, and I'm getting these cascading shadows of the trees down into the breastwork on this side of it, so that's what I was waiting for. So here we go. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here a little bit and enjoy a little power bar and have some water, and then just listen to the songs of nature, and then we'll get back on the trail. And I don't know if you just saw that, but I just got a flyover by a hawk of some type. Just saw the shadow come over me. I look up, oh, and there he is. But yeah, that's the chances you get, you know. Something as majestic as a hawk sailing in the air in the thermals, and you don't have a camera ready to shoot it. But at least I saw it. All right, have a little bite here, and then we'll get back on the trail. So here we come across another scene here. So the trail goes down here, and then they've got a bridge there that brings it up, and then it goes up. This is the first really incline that I've seen on this trail so far. But again, very easy to do, and I'm going to scout this out to see, because I really like with the bridge, you've got a little bit of stream of water going underneath it, and then the sun coming through. It looks like there might be several shots that I can get here. So I'm going to go ahead and scout it out and see what will be appealing to me. Okay, so I'll put a picture of the map on this video. So what we've now completed was the southeastern portion of the Confederate Breastline Trail. The looks like the 32nd or the dyslexic, the 63rd position infantry, Alabama infantry. It covers a very big area, I found out. I was seeing signage of this as we were walking along the Breastworks Trail, which basically came out to here. Now we're basically, well, not basically, we are on a service road, because this service road then goes back this way to Squirrel's Nest Trail, and located on Squirrel's Nest Trail right from the get-go on this end of it are a couple of rental cabins that have space for campers, and it's right along where the Tensal Delta is. So as you see, you know, the way this breastwork goes, it'll carry on. This is I can't remember the trail on this, but I just recently completed that trail that came into Squirrel's Nest Trail, and it is right on the bluffs of the Tensal Delta, and that's where this breastwork basically goes into. So this breastwork here on the other side of it would have been the entrenchments. So this side, Squirrel's Nest, and all the way down would have been, like I said, the outer perimeter defense for Fort Blakeley. So we completed this side. I'm going to go ahead and walk the way back to where we began this hike, and it looks like it's about 150. So I think we may have plenty of time today to go ahead and do the northeast trek of the Breastworks Trail to complete out this complete trail. So everything is going well. We'll continue on. So going back to our homemade trailhead, and like I said, I'm gonna stop a little bite to eat, and then we'll jump back onto the trail heading to the northeast, and we'll see how far that goes. I don't think it goes as far as the part of it we just completed. As I said, one of the reasons why this trail is so popular, as you can see, there's quite a bit of parking right on the other side of these berms from this trail, and on the other side there's a cemetery, and I think some trails hit off back there. Here's back to that original gun emplacement. So we'll go ahead and say part one is complete, and we will continue on as soon as I get some fuel.